Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah the Koala, and as you can tell, we're in a different game. This new series that I'm going to be kicking off is Subnautica Below Zero. Now, I've really enjoyed completing this game and getting the cure, which is an optional part of this storyline. Now, whilst I completely agree, this game is fantastic for its graphics and exceptionally fun to play, and a little bit scary with them jump scares and leviathans in the water. Yes, I have warned you. It can be hard to navigate yourself around this game. So with this first episode, we're going to be going on to the big six. The 6 items I think you need in order to give yourself the best start with this game. We're going to be learning how to do the fins, the tank, the compass, the scanner, the knife and the sea glide. So sit back, relax, take notes or play along. It's completely up to you, but I hope you find this useful. To make this episode nice and easy to follow on, we're going to start each time from our drop pod. By opening up my PDA, I've then gone over to the spanner icon and I've clicked on fins. You'll notice on the right hand side of my screen now that fins is there, and once I close my PDA, I get to see the ingredients on my screen. So my ingredients in order to make the fins is I need 2 silicone rubbers. To make these, I need creepvine seeds, which can be found in a cluster. So as I leave my drop pod, I'll just have a little scan around and see if I can see any creepvines. They're just the really long, leafy, seaweed looking things that you can see just going up to the surface. And as I pass some of them, I notice in the shadows in the background this very large creepvine. On there I know there's going to be seeds. They almost look triangular, pointing downwards. I do like to take a quick breath before I have to go dive down because I might be there for a little bit too long and I don't want to drown. I swim up to that creeper vine and I can see they're bright and luminescent. I'm going to go ahead and pick up as many seeds as I've got here and I'm going to take them straight back to the drop pod. As you may have just noticed, I picked up the creeper vine seed clusters and then I got a notification on my screen to say that a new blueprint, which was the lubricant, is now available. It's worth noting here that certain things that you pick up, collect or scan will have another roll-on effect, so you'll get notifications or you'll even get new equipment that you can make. It's also worth mentioning that around your drop pod it's generally classed as a safe zone. There's only a couple of things that might hurt you but not very much, and you can easily get away from them, so just bear that in mind. So open up the fabricator, click on resources, basic materials and click on the silicone rubber to make it. If you've pinned ingredients to the right of your screen like mine, you'll be able to see when you've got enough of the materials to go ahead and create your item. So now click personal, equipment and then select the fins to make them. These will automatically equip and moving forward you'll be swimming 15% faster. Nice work. Nice and easy, the knife. So the knife, you're going to still need some of that silicone rubber from earlier on, and you're also going to need titanium. So go right outside your drop pod and crack open some limestone. Swim back to the drop pod and open up your fabricator. Open up personal and then tools and craft yourself a knife. The basic knife is really good to have to start off with. It can help you get food, fend off predators, as well as help you get some items that you would actually need a knife to get in the first place. Now that you have a knife, let's go ahead and get an oxygen tank. So you're going to need fibre mesh and titanium. To get fibre mesh you need to go back to some creeper vines and you're going to have to slash them with your knife. So as mentioned earlier, creeper vines are the leafy, seaweedy looking things that are going towards the surface of the water. Just simply need to swim up to one of them and give it a bit of a whack with our knife to collect some creeper vine.
New blueprint synthesized.
Once you've got a couple of creeper vines, swim your way back to your drop pod. So go ahead and open up your fabricator, go into resources, basic materials and craft yourself some fibre mesh. So we're only halfway there now. We've got our mesh. We now need to get some titanium. This can be found by smashing rocks on the surface of the ocean floor or maybe even up some of the sides and the coral. Different rocks can have different elements within them. You can get silver and copper and gold, titanium, lead, you name it, you can get it. So that's why I have to shop around a little bit on the ocean floor, but eventually you can see I found them and titanium is usually the most popular one. So as you can see, the second I smashed that rock open and revealed that I had some titanium, on the right hand side my pinned item, which is my tank, has now all gone green. I can now go back to the drop pod and create this using my fabricator. So in the fabricator, go to personal, go to equipment, click on and fabricate the tank. By fabricating yourself a tank, you do open up the repair tool, which is great news. You also get an additional 30 seconds underwater. Nice work! Now it's time to make the scanner. To make the scanner, I need one piece of titanium and a battery. And in order to make a battery, I'm going to need 2 ribbon plants and a copper ore. The ribbon plant is notoriously difficult to find, but you should find plenty of them around your base in the safe zone. Just go down to the surface and start having a look for little nooks and tiny little caves and entrances. You'll find some.
Ribbon plants contain electrolytic materials that can be used in energy storage.
As you can see on my screen, the battery's gone green. I have enough ingredients to go ahead and make that. Now if you're struggling and you can't find any copper, you need to smash open some limestone. It's about 50-50% chance of you getting a titanium piece or a copper piece, so just keep at it around your base and you should find it fairly quickly. Fabricator, resources, electronics, craft battery. So we just need one piece of titanium, so again the search continues. I'm going to go ahead and break some rocks. Now I open up my fabricator again. This time I go into personal, then tool, and I select the scanner this time.
Alright, I have a scanner.
The scanner hands down is one of the most valuable tools within the game. You can scan all of your surroundings as well as other items, so when you want to start building a base, you can scan desks and chairs and anything else that you might find so that you can build them in your own environment. And now onto the compass. Now this one is a little bit more complicated because you do need to go ahead and find specific rocks to smash open to get some silver ore, but you know how to get copper as well, so once you have both of them things, you'll be golden. I might as well just go ahead and make myself my copper wire, seeing as I already have enough copper to do that. And now we're off to find silver ore. The most successful place I've found for ore personally is in the columns. So as you can see, I'm swimming towards those big old columns there filled with lots of luminous colour. If you keep following them along, you'll start to get to a drop point. This is where lots of silver and other resources can be found quite easily. Down here you might also come across the oxygen plant, so scan it if you want to, but this will give you oxygen so you don't have to keep racing back to the surface. I don't recommend trying to find these specific rocks to break open for silver ore at night. As you can see in this example, it's incredibly hard to find, but you are looking for a specific outcrop or rock called arginite. This will have about a 40-60% chance of giving you silver ore. The other times it will give you titanium. Also, if you delve too far into these places or this area here, you may encounter a shark or two, so just be careful. I would say as well to keep a close eye on your oxygen here, because you have surpassed, or I have surpassed 100 meters. My oxygen will run out a lot quicker, so I need to be able to get to the surface quite quickly. And just like in this quick tutorial, you might stumble upon extra little bits along the storyline, but don't worry about them just yet, we will certainly go through them in this series. But if you're lucky enough as well, you may also find scannable objects in here as well, so do keep your eyes peeled. So my duty's done. I've been able to collect myself 2 silver ores, so I'm going to head back to our drop pod. The system does love to remind you that your oxygen's running out, so try not to drown. Also, what you can see here is I've just looked at my base, so I can see roughly how far away I am. So I've just cropped it here, only because you're going to be doing enough swimming, you don't need to watch me. And we're back at our drop pod. So once again, we just need to open up our fabricator. So let's go ahead and make our wiring kit first. So resources, electronics, and then wiring kit. Still within the fabricator, you then need to go to personal, equipment, and create the compass. The compass will automatically equip, and as you can see now at the top of your screen, you've now got a compass. Each time you move your character's head left or right, you start to change the direction in which your compass is pointing. This is going to be a vital piece of kit for later on in this series, because I'm going to say to you, head northeast, head south, head west, so on and so forth. So this is one of the key items you're going to need in order to follow on with this series. When I told you the scanner was a vital tool, I wasn't lying. In order for us to go ahead and create ourselves a sea glider, we're going to need to find the fragments of it, which can be found usually on the floor bed quite close to your base. So if you go for a little wander around your drop pod, you might come across some of these fragments, and as you can see on my screen, this is what the sea glide fragments will look like. You'll have to find and scan 3 sea glider fragments in order for you to then get back to your drop pod, open up the fabricator and actually make the sea glider. The sea glider helps you go through the water a lot faster during this game, so it's really good for evading predators or for going deeper faster whilst you're holding your breath. So I do recommend getting this as early as possible. I recommend trying to find fragments during the daytime so it's a bit brighter and easier to spot. To be honest, I don't even know how I found this fragment, I was just really lucky. Once you've scanned all 3 fragments, you'll notice on the left hand side it will say that a new blueprint has been synthesized. So I'm just going to swim to the surface and then open up my PDA. In order to make my sea glider, I need a battery, lubricant, copper wire and titanium. I'm going to pin them all to the right hand side of my screen, and then I just need to go ahead and collect some of these resources. Now if you've again been collecting these as you've been going along, you might already have a whole host of these things already stored up, be it on your person or even in the drop pod in that small storage box you have on the wall. I like to give myself my own rule that I don't like to go back empty-handed, so even if I do have enough equipment or enough tools on me to make whatever I needed to make, if I've still got space within my inventory, I tend to try and fill it up on my way back to my drop pod or to my base. Once you're happy and you feel like you've collected enough ingredients to go ahead and make this sea glider, you just need to head back over to your drop pod. So to start, I know I can make some copper wire, so I'm just going to go ahead and fabricate that first. Then I'm going to create my battery. And we can see the last thing I need is a lubricant. To make the lubricant, you need your creepvine seed clusters again. This is why at the start of this episode, I told you to grab as many as you can. So now that we have everything, on your fabricator, go down to deployables, click the sea glider and make it.
The Sea Glide is a personal transportation device used for high-speed freediving. Contains a built-in light and map.
So to close the map, you can press F on your keyboard, and to turn on and off the torch is just simply clicking. So with the sea glider, there's nothing stopping you from zooming all the way around the ocean now. Nice work. And so there you are. This is the first episode of many, I hope, for Subnautica Below Zero. So I do hope you found this useful. This is indeed my own personal opinion. There may be other people out there that agree or disagree, but these are the first 6 that I think are vital in order to get you started, to have a really strong start with this game. So if you did like this tutorial, give it a like, give it a comment, or maybe even tell me what your best 6 were to start with. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.